I'm Kathy Woodard with Public Service and Agriculture at Clemson University. I'm here at the South Carolina Water Resources Conference, and I have with me Amanda Accampo. She's a graduate research assistant at Musser Farm at Clemson University, and she's doing work related to fruit research. And you had just given a presentation here, I understand, on how to improve fruit tree irrigation, specifically working with peaches. So why would that be important?
Well, South Carolina is the second largest producer of peaches in the United States, right after California. And there are over 14,000 acres of peaches, and a mature peach tree in the peak of season can use up to 45 gallons of water a day. And considering that you can have from 100 to 1,500 peaches per orchard, that's a lot of water.
Yeah, so what are you finding out about how to improve that, the irrigation, in your research?
Well, most studies done on irrigation are done in semi-arid climates like California or Spain. And there's not a lot of research for subtropical humid climates like we have here in South Carolina. So humidity affects the way a tree can move water. So we're trying to figure out, do the methods that work in California actually work here, or would there be a better way of figuring out what works best for us so that we can be the most efficient with our water?
So what are you finding out so far?
Well, one method that we've tried, it's a little complicated, but it's not giving us the same results as it did in California. So this is just opening up a doorway to all kinds of questions about, well, what other methods have we been using that haven't been giving us accurate information? So we're looking into all the different, well, not all of them, but a lot of different irrigation scheduling methods to see which one works the best for our climate.
Okay, so are you working with a lot of emerging technology? And we have a lot, that's been a big topic here at this conference, is emerging technology and the importance of sensors and those sorts of things. So what are you finding out? Is that important as it relates to this kind of peach irrigation?
Oh, definitely. Technology is definitely advancing very rapidly. So before, when you had to just go out and feel the soil and say, yep, that's kind of dry, maybe I should water. Now they have things that you can install, and it will send the information to your phone and maybe even start the irrigation automatically so that you don't really have to do anything. But we want to make sure that those methods are adjusted for our climate because, like I said, most of them are being tested in those semi-arid climates.
So are you testing, like in our climate, that kind of sensor technology to see its effectiveness?
We would like to, but they're also very expensive. So we're doing the best we can with what we have available. We just ordered some infrared sensors, which they measured the temperature of the leaf surface. Tree leaves have these little openings on them called stomata, and they regulate how the tree is losing water, because the water will go through the roots, through the tree, and then evaporate out of the leaves. Well, if the tree doesn't have a lot of water, the roots will send signals to the leaves to close the stomata, so they're not evaporating water as much. And it's kind of like when you sweat. Yeah. Whenever you sweat, you evaporate, and that cools you down. It's the same with the trees. When they are evaporating water, it cools down the leaves. So by measuring the temperature, you can theoretically say this tree is reading a higher temperature, so it must be more stressed and we need to water it.
Oh, okay. So how is this going to be going to help our farmers as it relates to their yield?
Well, being more efficient with water is always good for proper yield because too much water is also a bad thing. I think it was 2013 here, it just rained every day during the summer, and some of the peaches actually busted from having too much water, and the ones that didn't have very good flavor because they taste very watery. You want to be in that nice sweet range.
Sweet zone.
Yeah, where the the tree's not stressed, so it's not dropping the fruit or taking the water from the fruit. And you also don't want to have too much water so that it's not, making it taste bad and damaging itself.
How does fertilizer figure into all of this, and then how you use your fertilizer?
Well, if you water a lot, it will eventually leach away the nutrients, so you continually have to keep putting more and more fertilizer. And the fertilizer that washes off causes pollution. So if you can optimize the water use efficiency, you can use less water and in turn use less fertilizers and save money on fertilizer and water use.
Okay, so that's going to be very, very helpful. And the use of these sensors is helping you figure out what the optimum sweet zone would be as it relates to what you're creating.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Well, thank you for the research that you're doing, because I think it's going to help us learn how to use technology more efficiently and have better peaches.
Yeah, thank you.
So, and thank you for attending the conference.
Thanks.